Jaha Sura Muni Dhari. All the Sura, the Devgans, the Munis, they were in hiding. She took the form of a cow and she went where they were. Because they were facing the same kind of situation. Now if Mother Earth took the form of a cow, where was Earth? Where were all the trees and the ocean and so on? That's a pertinent question. What is it took the form of the cow? Is it a physical earth? Is that energy? Prithvima. That energy took that form. So, all the gods were in hiding. So, where they were, she went there and she met them. Nija Santapa Sunaya Siroi. And with tears in her eyes, she cried her troubles to them. But they were facing the same predicament. They could not help her. Kahu te kachu kajana hoi. But none of them could help because they were in the same predicament. Sometimes we are faced with problems and you say, I go to X, Y, and Z, I will get some relief. And you go there. And even that attempt that you made to get some relief, it didn't come your way. Do we give up? If everybody gives up, my friend, we will be no better off. So what happens? In a beautiful chant, Tulsidas says, Suramuni Gandharva Milakar Sarva Gaye Biranchi Ke Loka. Tulsidas is telling us that the gods, the sages, and all the Gandharvas are celestial singers. So all of them were impacted by this negativities that Rawan imposed upon all of them. And they went all together to Brahma's abode. Gaye Biranchi Ke Loka. Biranchi means Brahma. The Loka is the place where he lives. So they went to that lok, Brahma's lok. Sangagot Anudhari Modi Bichari Parama Vikala Sukha. So Tulsidas is saying here that with them was Mother Earth in the form of a cow. She also went with them as she was really stricken with fear. And sometimes when they create fear into you, you think, well, there is nothing more to be done. And a lot of people live in fear. Everybody is living in fear. And that is one of the things that when the people want to override you, they create fear in you. So Rawan created fear in the minds of everybody. And because of that fear, they could not come out to revolt. And if you do revolt, you're meeting all the lead and so on. So this is a situation that is happening right now. Tulsidas says, Brahma sabjana mana anumana mora kachuna basai. Brahma sabjana, he knew everything. So imagine, you leave earth and you go to Brahma's well. And even there, you couldn't get the relief that you wanted. Tulsidas is saying, when Bramha learned everything, he realized his inability to help her. Mora kachuna basaye. There is nothing that I could do. Why is that so? Why was Brahma not able to help? It was Brahma who gave Rawan that bardaan, and he could not withdraw that. That is why he could not. You know, sometimes we give word and we take back our word, right? Brahma didn't do that. In spite of all the difficulties that he was creating, the havoc that he was creating. So, not that Brahma did not, he knew. So, he's saying here, Ja karitai dasi so avinashi hamade uttora sahai. So he tells mother, listen what he tells mother. He says, that immortal Lord, immortal means cannot die, avinashi, right? He says, that immortal Lord whose servant you are his dasi, dasa servant. He says, that immortal Lord whose servant that you are, he says, he will be my help as well as yours. That servant. Who is that servant? That person? That is God Almighty. That is the person whom you serve. You are his dasi, you are his servant. We are all his servant. And eventually, it is the Lord who will have to put his hand. And sometimes we find that takes years and years and years. And because of that, we give up. There must be a certain tenacity in the mind of all human beings. That we don't give up, irrespective of how challenging the situation is. And in this Doha, he gives her advice. This is what he says.